If you like what you're seeing and hearing, please consider subscribing to the podcast. You can go to either Apple iTunes, the Google Play Store, Spotify, or Amazon Music in the podcast section. It'll hit Monday morning or Sunday afternoon, depending on when it posts. And the video will hit on YouTube and Spotify Monday. Spotify will hit Monday evening, and YouTube it'll hit Monday morning, 7 a.m., just like it does for the audio services. So please go to those places and consider subscribing or listening to the show. You can also write to me at gwgpodfellows@gmail.com if you want to write me a letter. Let me know what you think of the show, things like that. Or you can also find me on Twitter at JustLittleJoe. So go to those places and please consider liking and subscribing. Thanks. And with that, we'll get on to the episode. Hello, my name is Joseph Carlson, and this is episode 255 of Gaming with Grief. And this episode is just about what I've been doing to kind of decompress, between big reviews. Obviously, the thesis of the podcast and the reviews in general, they talk about, games that deal with death, dying, grief of any kind, divorce, friendships broken up, pretty kind of downer stuff if you think about it. I still love doing the podcast and stuff, but kind of in the new year, I've reflected a lot. You may see some different kind of episodes hit the feed this year. I have interviews with some friends about some things, like maybe more state of the industry stuff. I don't really do a lot of news unless I think it's big enough to talk about it. The idea of tying grief to different things like layoffs or anything like that, I don't think that's much of a stretch. When a video game company lays off 500, 1,000, 1,900, however many people, that affects people. But sometimes you just have to take a break and you have to kind of evaluate, hey, I need a little bit of a breather. I need to do something in between. I'm still playing games for review. A lot of those are small indie games. I have some white whales of games this year that I'm trying to complete, some big 40, 50-hour games that I'm kind of playing in the background, trying to get those done so I can do like a bigger review later. But right now I'm just going to talk about some things I've been doing, and I'm going to be very unprofessional. I'm going to look down at my notes that I made because I don't have a teleprompter and I'm not a good actor. I can't memorize this stuff off the dome, but I'm just going to go over some stuff that I've been doing lately. I've been doing, if you are a fan of this feed, of this RSS feed, we have another podcast that hits the feed on the 1st and the 15th. That's me and my friends playing tabletop RPGs. Right now we're playing D&D 5e, and we're doing the Dragonlance module, Shadow of the Dragon Queen. I found it really fun to plan. We use Tailspire. If you're not familiar with that, that's more like a 3D miniatures program that you can get on Steam, where you can create massive worlds or small little boards. There's miniatures on there. If your friends buy a copy of the game, you can give them control of a miniature and allow them to control the miniature in real time while you're describing the action. There's enemy miniatures. You can design basically these little dioramas or little miniature maps that are 3D to kind of plan the campaign. And I've been doing that more and more. We have 2 new players in the group, so we have a total of 4 players. Again, every episode hits on the 1st and the 15th. We just finished up a 2-player arc with Blood Hunters, which is more of an unofficial class that hit D&D a few years ago. Matthew Mercer developed it, I believe, for Vin Diesel when he did a one-shot with Critical Role years ago. They're pretty cool. We had like a post more kind of privately. That was before I recorded a lot of stuff. But we talked about the Blood Hunters. That hit on the... it's April 7th when I'm recording this. That hit on the 1st of April, so no fooling. An episode hit. Anyway, that's the end of that. There's going to be like a short rest episode where my wife and I basically do a one-shot trying to make each other laugh. Then that'll be on the 15th. So then the 1st May is going to be the Dragonlance thing. So if you want to support us, do that. Those episodes go up just on the audio feed like they always have on the 1st and the 15th. Usually like the last day of the month, whether that be the 28th, the 29th, whatever. The last day of the month audio-wise, because I can't control when the audio goes up. If I refresh the feed, pretty much my feed gets refreshed within 15 minutes. But the video goes up on YouTube at 7 in the morning on the 1st. So if you want to watch me and my friends make each other laugh in TTRPG space, you can go there and watch us do that. I'm really looking forward to the Dragonlance starting to come out because I've had to change the module based on, people's, we had, like, I think I recorded it, but we had a big meeting with everybody and what people wanted. We got more players, and the consensus was, hey, we've never taken a character from 1 to 20. That's what we want to do. So I'm working towards that. I love Dragonlance. I know there's been some kind of controversy with like the newest edition and Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman, the original creators. Some people don't like the board game, The Warriors of Krynn. I've only played it once, so I can't really judge it that much. I think I talked about that in a past episode. But I liked what I played of the board game. I like the new edition of the what they've done with Krynn and changed the races. I think they've updated it in a great way. And I'm having fun, and it seems like everybody's having fun. We're also, with the D&D pod, going to do check-ins. So at every tier of play, like 1 through 4 is a tier of play, 5 through 10 is a tier of play, 6 through 11 is a tier of play, I think 6 through 11, 6 through 12, and then 13 through 20. However it breaks down, those are all tiers of play, local heroes. And basically by the time you get to level 20 or 16, you're like deity level because you have so many abilities. We do a check-in with everybody to see what they're enjoying, what they like, what they want to continue, what they want to change. And I took that feedback, wrote notes, and we're changing all that. I'm making some changes. So I find that fun and relaxing, and it's a way I kind of decompress. Like I did Open Roads, and maybe it wasn't the biggest game about grief, but I think there was a good lesson, a takeaway lesson about, treating each other like adults, growing up in a relationship, and just saying, hey, I hear you. I understand what you're saying, and I respect it. And I think that's great. And I think, to me, that's the strength of Open Roads. The adolescence thing, there's some stuff in the background, which you can listen to that spoiler episode if you want to do that. But, yes, that's kind of like one of the things I've been doing lately to decompress. It's strange. Like, I take notes. I don't try to, I don't know what over and under planning is. I plan, because obviously players are going to be players. They're going to do what they want to do. I stick to the module. I do some extra planning. Obviously, the Tailspire part takes time. I use Tails Tavern. You can import a lot of free stuff. I try to give those people credit when I can. I change things when I can. But I've noticed it's like more and more planning, but I'm enjoying it. I think that was one of the things I came out of the review of our level 4 review, which was, I'm excited every week when we get to sit down and play, because people have kids and schedules. We have shorter sessions. They're usually about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on how the episode breaks out. I edit the episodes as well, so there's a lot of cutting out of rules. You don't want to see me hash out a rule with somebody, or just them looking something up or trying to work out how D&D Beyond works. That's not really thrilling, but we try to keep it up. And the difference between doing, a home game and a performance is different for me, obviously. The podcast that it is the tabletop experiment. That's what I'm doing, is literally an experiment on myself to, I guess, selfishly be a better DM. Don't tell the group. They're not going to listen to this. That's one of the things. The other thing that I've been doing lately is I got into Warhammer. Now, before you click away and just say, I'm so sick of people talking about Warhammer, it's just all over my feed, I'm just tired. Here's the deal. I did Kill Team, because Kill Team is basically, if you get the starter set, you get a squad of 10. The Kill Teams involves a squad of 10 units. The other Kill Team is usually 10 to 12. I'm just getting into this, so I don't know all the rules. But for me, I wanted to get in Warhammer for a while, but I didn't want a massive army. I have a very small house, so I don't know where to store all that stuff. But Kill Team is basically a skirmish game that's 10 on 10. And you can play it if you're good within an hour. Now, I went to a local game store. I demoed it with some people. There was a lot of people there. It looked like people there knew a lot more than I did. I played. It took about 3 hours, but really it was explaining the rules. I was given units that I'm not familiar with because, again, I'm learning everything. I did have a good time. I want to go back. They do it every few weeks. I'm probably going to go back. But I purchased the starter set, so I need to paint those units. I have the Krieg Commandos, the Veteran Guardsmen, put together, not painted, and the Orc Commandos that come in the starter set, they are half glued. I need to glue the rest together, paint them, and then I'm pretty much ready to go, besides painting terrain and stuff like that. It's a long process, and when I talk to people there, you read online and stuff, but when I actually went to the game store near my house and played, a lot of people had different things. Oh man, I really like painting these. I really like putting them together. A lot of people there just play the game. I found myself enjoying gluing them for some reason, like putting something together and like getting rid of, I think it's just a big box and there's a lot of sprigs, where all the little parts are on. They call them sprigs, I think. And to get rid of those and like throw those away and have that sense of accomplishment of seeing the units glued together, that was cool. The painting, I did a demo at a local Warhammer store. Seems very daunting, especially when you have 10 units. The person at the Warhammer store was very helpful. I got to say that. Obviously, they want to sell you Citadel stuff, which is Warhammer's brand. They want to sell you Citadel paint, Citadel brushes, Citadel everything. I get that. I don't have some Citadel stuff. I just have like hey, do you want to learn how to paint kit with some paints? I'm going to use those up before I go to Citadel. I have noticed with the Citadel paints the little bit that I've used, they do seem to be good color and stuff like that. Luckily, I'm not colorblind. I can see that. They look, anyway, I had a good time, but I'm doing it because it is a good skirmish game that you could play with 2 people over an hour and without anybody, getting and investing in an army. I mean, obviously, if people have space and they want to do that, and I've seen it at the Warhammer store when they've been there painting it or learning about the game, I've seen those armies, but it's very intimidating. I mean, I got one case with foam in it to put my minis in, and when that is full, I'm done. I bought one other kill team, the Scout Squad. There's tons of videos online. People say they're not good, but if you read the description of the Scout Squad kill team, they're basically new recruits that have augments to be better soldiers, but they're still green, basically, and they don't always make the best choices, is what I've read. And I thought, what a great way to encapsulate where I am in Kill Team, is a group of soldiers that have some experience in some areas, like their augments, and they know how to use that. They've been through that process, but they really don't know what's going on around them other than that. Doesn't mean they're bad soldiers. It just means they don't have the experience that comes along with training, And I thought, well, that's me. I played a lot of board games. I played card games, but I haven't done this. And I think the units look pretty good. Each kill team's about $60, but you get 10 units, so do the math. And I'm hoping to play more. And a friend of mine that's playing D&D with us, Jesse, said he's interested in playing. So we're probably going to do that in the future. I don't know when, but we're going to work that out where I don't think it's going to be content. He's just going to come over Sunday and we're going to play. There's that. That's the next thing I've been doing. I've also jumped back into Fortnite. Now, again, before you click away, I know Fortnite's so boring to talk about Fortnite all the time. It's so boring. But I just like, obviously they try to do themes with chapters they do. And the chapter they're on now is Greek gods. I always like the Pantheon. I always like the supernatural. And I like the look of what they've done with the Greek gods. I haven't bought the battle pass yet, but I've just been logging in. I'm probably going to log in after I record this, edit this, and just play a couple matches. And that's kind of what I do. I think all the additions are great. You get to play Korra, the avatar in this from The Last Airbender, but it's just Korra. I don't think it's Korra. It's The Legend of Korra is what it's called. But you can play her. There's like a lot of other stuff. I like the way that the designs of the pantheons for the costumes, those look really cool. The items like the wings and the and the lightning bolt is really great. I had a good time, and I've got some kills. I got a battle royale one time. It was pretty cool. A few times. I used to play on the Switch. I'm playing things less on the Switch, not because I hate my Switch. It's getting louder and louder, my Switch. I think it's at the end of its life cycle. I mean, it is 7 or 8 years old. I need to finish Tears of the Kingdom. I'm going to do that. But yeah, I've been playing Fortnite, and I'm just a filthy casual gamer that plays Fortnite on the weekends and sucks. But I have a good time. I laugh. I drink some coffee in the morning, play a couple matches. By the way, I know there's a lot of great costumes in Fortnite and skins you can buy for your characters, but there's something about the banana suit. Arrested Development was right. There's always money in the banana stand. And the banana suit with its dumb, dopey grin it has on its face, every time we go head to head, I can't stop laughing. Whether that stupid banana suit gets me or I get the banana suit and peel it. Man, I'm clever. Anyway, I can't stop laughing every time I get in a fight with the person in a banana suit. I'm just like, we're at it. Like the moment I see him, I just start cackling and I immediately go after him. So if I'm playing in a match, I play on PlayStation 5 now. Luckily my account stuff went over because that's the cool thing about the Epic Store. If you're in a banana suit, I don't know if I'm going to be in a match with you and this thing goes worldwide. I'm coming for you, man, because I just want to laugh so hard. It's just something about the dumb grin on the banana. I know there's other funny skins out there, and it's just something about getting shot by a banana. It's great. They knocked it out of the park. Way to go, Epic. Hopefully you make I don't, and it's not, here's the deal. I want an adversary. I want a, what do they call it? Not an, well, it is an adversary, but it's like I want a nemesis, and my nemesis is the banana suit. So I can't buy the nemesis. I can't buy the banana suit because it's yin and yang, man. I have to go after you. There's a magnetic pull. You've wronged my family. I play D&D. There's going to be a backstory I'm going to come up with. Anyway, Fortnite's fun. It's totally free. Everything that's been said about Fortnite has been said about Fortnite, but I love it. And I'm playing this season because of the Greek gods and pantheons. I need to find out how long the season is if I can get the most out, because I think I have enough V-Bucks for it to be like $8 or something for this season. Anyway, yeah, been doing that. I actually been going to comedy shows. My wife and I, this is our year of comedy. We book 4 comedy shows, and my wife's going to several concerts, but we went and saw Tom Segura last night. He was great. Come Together, hilarious. It's kind of weird that somebody heckled in the beginning, which I think is just terrible. Why are you going to spend that much money and yell? Now, I know sometimes I've been to comedy shows a lot. Sometimes like the opener doesn't hit or whatever, or isn't like, they're not all Tom Segura. That's the point. But I definitely am going to keep an eye out for the openers. Jeffrey Tate, and I feel bad I forget the other opener's name, but they did great. It was hilarious. I cried. I get up very early for work in the morning, so anything past 9 o'clock is past my bedtime, and we got home very late last night. But it was so good. We live in the Pacific Northwest. We went to Climate Pledge Arena, so it was good. Tom, you and your friends are hilarious. I want to see how this special works out on Netflix or wherever it's going to be, because I want to see what jokes I saw were in the special, how they changed. I love all that stuff. So, go comedy. Go, as the adults say nowadays, go touch grass and, get out there and, be social and have great experiences. I went with my sister-in-law, my wife. We all laughed, thought it was hilarious. And that's it. It was good. So go to comedy. I'm not just saying for Tom Segura. Go to a comedy show and just laugh your butt off. Maybe you've seen someone on YouTube, or you've seen maybe their specials on Netflix or Hulu or wherever, Amazon. Next up for us is Jim Gaffigan. Really looking forward to that. But it's a middle of the week, Thursday, which is Friday's going to be rough. Well, I think I get the day off. Anyway, I'm looking forward to Jim Gaffigan. He's coming to Seattle. So go to comedy, laugh, have a good time with friends. We had dinner before. Anyway, just go laugh. Go enjoy life. The next thing I've been doing is, his tour, by the way, was called Come Together, which I thought was great. And apparently it was sold out. And he made an announcement. He said before he went on, he had to make an announcement. It was probably 3/4 of the way through the show. Apparently, we broke attendance records at Climate Pledge. So that's pretty great. I saw some empty seats, whatever. The idea that, you got tickets in advance, because when they go in advance and then you get the flu, you can't find a sitter. Life is life, right? So things happen. It doesn't always work out. So, but go see comedy, laugh, whatever. And for some reason, on my notes, a long time ago, my notes of the episodes I'm going to do and things like that, when I put these together, there was a thing to re-listen to in episode 38, which, as you know, is over 200 episodes ago. And it was just called Lore Heavy. And I listened to 10 minutes of it. I'm talking about Sekiro a lot, and I don't know why I wrote that note. So I'm giving a public proclamation right now. I'm going to erase that note, and I don't know why I wrote that down. We're just going to put episode 38 to bed. It's one of the early audio episodes where I wasn't doing video, and I have no idea why I did that. But that's how it is, I guess. I'm going out of town for a couple weeks. Don't worry, the episodes will still be on time. The next week's episode is actually going to be Avin and I talking about the state of Microsoft. Not in a bad way. I know this is gaming with grief, but I've been reading a lot, and I've just been pondering these questions about Microsoft and where they are in the industry and stuff like that. Again, I don't want to, it's not going to be me dunking on Microsoft or saying it's all over, but I'm fascinated by where they're going and what's happening with them. So I have to literally have another sounding board like Avin from the Grief of Politics to tell me what is going on. So we will be doing that next week. And then after that, I will have a review up. And I'm trying to get ahead of the game so I can maybe make some longer episodes. I've been trying to include a lot of B-roll for video games since I figured out how to do that, because I realize games are visual. And for me explaining how things work, it helps if that is, up on the screen. And I usually just try to do voiceover with my review. So yeah, I guess, thank you so much for just listening to me ramble for 20 minutes or so. And yeah, sometimes you got to relax, smell the roses, move on to something else. I've been trying to do that more and more. That's kind of like my New Year's resolution is to do that. So I guess that's it this week. Everybody take care, and I will talk to everyone next